Good afternoon, fellow Twitter family, fellow viewers. My name is Leslie Williams. La Jolla, California. Today's date is November 2nd, 2014. I'm making this video right now in order to be able to prove, while my statements are being recorded on a running recording tape recorder. Let me actually minimize the keyboard so you'll be able to see the actual entire tweet. It has not been sent yet. I'm going to attempt to literally send it before your eyes, and we're going to see if my connection, my phone service provider connection, the network connection fails, not allowing this tweet to be sent. Now, basically what this is my way to keep a video log. This is my way to keep a video log so I can expose to the public and to the court the factual realities that, well, who is this tweet going to? Well, this is the first tweet of at least a 3-part Twitter chain, which means it'll be 3 tweets connected. Now, what I'm going to do right now is literally, I'm just going to dive right into the subject matter, and I'm sorry about the bird, okay? Who is this tweet being sent to? It shows that it's being sent to the California Attorney General Harris and to the Higgins account, at Higgins GGGG, okay? And it's also being hashtagged to the California Attorney General Harris. The reason why this tweet was composed is because one of the mechanisms, if you got, and or when you're dealing with organized crime in the system and or members in the system that are intentionally, okay, not doing what they're supposed to do as a result of possibly them being connected to and or protecting special interests. Hear me out. UCSD and SDSU and other universities in the county of San Diego and in the state of California, it highly appears from educated knowledge in reference to knowledge that was obtained as a result of being told specific things by a prosecutor in the San Diego prosecutor's office, okay, and through a telephone call to the actual California Attorney General 2 days ago. I have literally been briefed through these 2 avenues that the California Attorney General's office is the legal advocate for SDSU and UCSD. Now, if you have an individual like me, Leslie Williams, who is a whistleblower, pertaining to being gang-stalked on those 2 campuses on a feverish scale, repetitively and continuously, every single time I went there physically, okay? Do you really think that any person affiliated with any government agency in the state of California, look, if this Attorney General, who's supposed to be the Attorney General for citizens of the state of California as well, then if this office or any member of it, okay, decides that, well, since we're the legal advocate for SDSU, UCSD, and God only knows who else, how can we then represent a citizen who is a whistleblower pertaining to these 2 institutions? Now, we all know, if you're a seasoned, educated, gang-stalking target individual, and or if you're a whistleblower concerning any other matter, that the government will not, well, why is it implicated all over the internet that the government's involved in reference to perpetrating the criminal realities of gang-stalking, benefiting from them, and protecting their criminal expeditions by completely nullifying and vilifying the target, and even engaging in techniques that causes the target individual to be placed in a county mental health, area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor, falsely arrested. And guess what can happen when these things occur? Well, go to Google and type in organized stalking and or gang stalking in jails and also on psychiatric floors. A targeted individual can literally be subjected to gang-stalking techniques cleverly and creatively inside of these just aforementioned environments. Because this is organized crime in the system that is perpetrating these criminal realities, and they know it. And I know they will see this video one day as well. Understand, gang-stalking is a type of crime. It is a type of crime that is designed for provocations, to provoke a target, including in these just aforementioned descriptions, jails and psychiatric floors. Now, what am I trying to briefly say here? In organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions, that it's all over the internet that the government is perpetrating and then protecting and completely destroying every aspect of the target individual's life, their professional career if they have one or had one, and or their personal life. The point being is this: if it's organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level, do you honestly think that they do not have the ability to initiate gang stalking of a target in a hospital, psychiatric floor, and or in a jail? Any type of jail. Absolutely. And this information can be scrutinized online by going to Google and typing in organized stalking and or gang stalking in these just aforementioned descriptions. Now, as a result, the target individual can be victimized, provoked to defend themselves, okay, and then blamed for the target's response to these extreme provocations that are designed to make it appear that they're anything but gang stalking. This is done in order to, but not limited to, put the target on psychotropic medications, even place them in a syndicated run organized crime group home once they are released, and or to keep them in jail. This is done in order to completely destroy the targeted individual's ability to defend themselves legally as a result of them being physically trapped. Targeted individuals' legal resources are also creatively manipulated from behind the scenes by these little filthy rats in the system who will intimidate and or influence and or coerce through many different methodologies like bribery, including even favoritism of court outcomes that these lawyers might be involved in reference to other cases they may have. The point I'm trying to make is that this is not only organized crime in the system, it's organized crime in the system literally at every level you can think of. The judicial branch, the legislative branch. Is it connected to the Attorney General's office? Is it connected to the DA, the prosecutor, the police departments, and so on and so forth? Well, all I know is this: my name is Leslie Williams, and I am in San Diego, California, and I do have the cognitive ability to be able to consciously deliberate that there are hundreds of thousands of targeted individuals all over the internet, at YouTube, Google, and every other social media platform that you can think of, who don't even know each other, who are all stating the same exact identical thing, that the government at every level are the responsible parties for initiating, perpetrating, and protecting gang stalking. Now, if this is the case, which every individual is saying is the case, okay, then how can the targeted individual expect to receive any uncorrupted judicial and or due process pertaining to the victimization of them and or their property? They can't. So, it is my intent to throw these little wild, filthy criminal whores into themselves. Well, you might think to yourself, okay, how could this possibly be done? Well, let me just put it to you this way, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, fellow La Jollans, and fellow Californians. When I was little, I was jumped one time out. In fact, I was jumped twice outside of my school. And I was circled by a bunch of idiots that were bothering me as a result of me literally minding my own business, just trying to walk home. Hold on. As a result of noticing immediately that I was being circled by these individuals who were verbally taunting me and intimidating me as they were circling me, I took an immediate look at the situation. I thought to myself, before I was able to be aware of what their motive was, they had already physically circled me. So I took an immediate look at it as a result of the circling happening, as a result of the verbal intimidation starting. I looked at how can I get out of this circle of criminals being surrounded me. I thought to myself, how can I do it? I looked at the little ones, I looked at the big ones, I looked where they were positioned at, and threw the little ones into the big ones. And while the big ones were attempting to regroup themselves, okay, I continued to throw the little ones into the big ones. In this case, basically what I'm trying to say is that these offices, like the California State Attorney General's office, is not the big fish, but they're getting close to it. But the smaller ones are like the SDPD, UCSD Campus Police, SDSU Police. Who are the big ones? How you doing, Senator Feinstein and Senator Boxer? Now, my name is Leslie Williams. What I do is, when you look at how these offices are set up, and even their websites are dictating that they advocate for crime victims pertaining to a whole bunch of, slew of different types of crimes. Human trafficking, consumer fraud, consumers being victims of crimes, okay? When we look at how these are the employment descriptions that are supposed to be advocating for victims of crime and prosecuting the criminals, no matter where they at or who they are, if they are involved in protecting the criminals and as a result not doing their job in reference to making sure that the targeted individual receives uncorrupted due process, uncorrupted crime victim compensation, then they are then intentionally being involved in illegal criminal behavior, since they are in the very offices that are supposed to be advocating for crime victims and going after and prosecuting the criminals involved. If they won't do it, that means that they are doing something outwardly that they're not supposed to be doing, no matter how covertly it's managed to be brought about, in reference to making it appear that it's whatever is happening to the target is happening because of normal appearing mishaps, miscommunication, okay, and buying wiggle room, which means buying time until the continued criminalizations can bring about the original objective, human trafficking. And I think they know what I'm talking about. Basically what I'm saying is that as long as they stonewall a victim and give them no help, they're allowing the criminals time to continue their criminal expedition against the target in order to bring the target closer to the actual exploitation. Now, if the targeted individual has contacted these employment descriptions and or offices with indisputable evidence that they're being gang stalked and describing this evidence literally showing the some of the identified participating partners involved in the victimization, the cover-ups, even the obstruction of justice, then they have to eventually ask why then they have to answer for what they did not do. I don't give a shit about how well these little filthy red-ass animals cover their tracks, and I'm not afraid of calling you an animal. Make no mistake about it. The point being is this: the San Diego Police Department falsified a police report concerning me being brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. They not only lied in the police report, but they omitted facts. The video MTS sent me is clearly altered. Why is the back door periodically on the wrong side of the bus in the video? Why is the rail that holds the mirror periodically on the wrong side of the bus in the video? And why is the mirror backwards? And why is me and the individual that assaulted me sitting on the opposite side of the bus in the video in reference to where we were actually sitting at on the day of the assault? Because MTS and their little filthy whore-ass rats altered the video out of haste, working more than likely in collusion with the San Diego PD. Because the San Diego PD would have no other reason to falsify a police report concerning it. Make no mistake about this, ladies and gentlemen, and take this down to the very marrow of your bones. No matter how much you sit back and go, or laugh, or feel confident. Vanity, your vanity, I need. Make no mistake about it. Okay? Understand this and be clear. You're being notified right now that these criminal realities happen just in this one regard. Now, my name is Leslie Williams. Underestimate me, please. Just right now, this tweet is being sent before your eyes, unless, as I started composing this tweet, my service provider connection was working fine. Let's come back on. Let's see if this tweet is not allowed to be sent, which I'm going to do right now before your very eyes. First, let me show you the URLs in it. You can type them out. Okay, so you can see the full URLs, because once a tweet gets sent to Twitter, sometimes as it's pictorially represented in the actual tweet, that comes up once it's been sent, sometimes the visualization of the sometimes the pictorial representation of it, half of the URL link will be missing from your view. So I'm showing you the actual holistic URL links of the evidence that this office is being sent. Let's see if it don't get sent. I'm going to tweet it right now. Okay? Sending tweet, tweet sent. Now, as a result of it not just being sent to her, if you want to call her, well, I'm not even going to go there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack and hit the back key so I can actually go back now to my actual Twitter account. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just distinguish a post that I was going to create And since I'm doing this, I decided not to. So I basically just shut that one down. And now I'm coming down into the home, okay, feature on this, on the Twitter homepage on my phone. Now the point being is this. You can now see that this was sent. Now when you click on this tweet, this was the tweet that was just sent, okay? When you click on this tweet, you'll notice the date and time that it was sent on. 11:41 a.m. 02 November 2014. Now you can clearly see that the third video was the video of me being assaulted on the MTS bus, which I just talked about a second ago before the tweet was sent. The point being is this: the other two YouTube videos in this hold on, I clicked on the second one accidentally. I'm going to show you each YouTube video that's dedicated to this tweet. The first one, oh, hold it, I gotta actually prove it to you that that the videos I'm bringing up are the videos in the tweet by literally showing you they're being clicked on in front of you. Okay? That way you can see that I'm not actually showing you a video that was not sent to their office. The point being is this: in order to be able to chop down a tree, in order to get the bears out of the bush, okay, you gotta be able to show that the tree was there to begin with. Alright, so basically this right here is a YouTube video that was made on 11/27/2013. This is a 3-part video series, and each of the 3 videos, all 3 videos had the same title. You just got to go -1 for the first video, -2 for the second, and -3 for the third. All 3 being obviously separate videos, same title except for the hyphen numbers. It's a video series. This video right here literally shows me, okay, making a video on 11/27/2013, because at the beginning of the video, it literally shows a video picture of my cell phone, which is showing the date and time, and also the same phone is being used pertaining to a feature within the phone. It's a track phone that's got the ability, it's got a feature within the tools menu called the voice command. When you activate it and then scroll down to where it says time and date, once you click on that, it literally initiates the phone to state the date electronically, which I did as well in the video, which means it's literally provable that the video was made on November 27, 2013, but the video, what's shown in the video is a tape recorder, which is the same make and model as this one that you're seeing right now. In that video, it literally shows me showing the time, okay, and date stamp of the audio file that's being replayed in the video. Now that audio file is dedicated to the date of 11/20/2013. The conversation pertaining to the subject matter of what's on the video, on the audio file that's being uploaded to the video, okay, is in relation to a conversation I had with a UCSD campus police officer on 11/20/2013, 7 days before this video was made. Okay, it literally shows me telling a UCSD campus police officer how I'm gang stalked on their little filthy whore-ass, criminal rat-ass campus. Okay, it literally shows me identically telling him how that I'm gang stalked on their little filthy skanky campus. Now, this video was uploaded on December 2nd, but the good thing about it is that you can clearly see that in the video by watching it, that the video was made on the 27th of November. Now, why am I stating all this? Hold on. Excuse me, please. Now, I'm going back to the Twitter, to the tweet, because you got to be able to see what the second video is, because the second video is going to bring alive the fact that evidence has been caught in reference to the nature of the dialogue interchange between me and the UCSD campus police officer. Clicking on the second video, which you just seen me do, what I'm bringing up now is this. I'm bringing up a YouTube video that literally, I'll literally show the title of it to you, so you can type it in at YouTube. That way you can go to YouTube. Now look at this. It says, this is the title of that YouTube video that just came up, which is the second video that's in the tweet, pertaining to the tweet that was just sent to the California Attorney General Harris. Now this video right here is titled 11/28/13 gang stalking victim threatened to be assaulted within hours of predicted harassment. This video right here is dedicated to the factual reality that on the very next day after that video was made that I had just showed you pertaining to the first video that was brought up, that was copied and pasted in the tweet sent to the Attorney General of the California Harris's office. Okay, the evidence that is in this video is in relationship to an event that occurred the very next day. Now, what was caught was this. Let me bring it up. Okay, now I'm only going to bring you up a 15-second segment of that event because hashtag only allows you to make videos that are 15 seconds long. In that 11/27/13 video is an audio file of me showing, that shows me talking to a UCSD campus police officer, telling him that every single time I go on UCSD campus, individuals are walking around me and or standing around me and repetitively and even at times continuously repeating "gang stalk, oh my God," which is their way to intentionally, mentally let me know that I'm being gang stalked because they got to know where I'm at and who I am to do it. Which proves stalking because it's happened on more than one occasion, which proves criminal intent to harass, stalking, conspiracy to harass, psychological harassment, mental duress, okay? All of these conspiratorial criminalities is a felony because conspiracy is involved. I want you to listen to what was caught. And why isn't it coming up? Now this is for some reason it's not coming up. It's a hashtag video. It should be coming up with no problem. And it's not coming up. Tapping on it, that's all you got to do when hashtag is just tap. So why isn't it coming in? Go to Google. You can go to YouTube and you can go to Google and you can type in cell phone hacking and gang stalking, cell phone hacking and organized stalking, cyber surveillance and gang stalking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm glad it did freeze because what I'm going to do right now is I'm literally going to get out my track phone. Hold on a second. Now, when the event occurred on Thanksgiving Day on Gilman Road runs right into UCSD, and it did occur right up the street from UCSD. The very next day after I told that skanky UCSD police officer how I was being gang stalked in part on their campus. This event that you're about ready to hear right now literally transpired the very next day. Okay? Now, the point... Okay, so hashtag just started, but I decided I think I'd rather just play it to you from my track phone. So bear with me 1 second because it's booting up. Fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, fellow Californians, and fellow La Jollans, my name is William. I am a human being that's got the right to be able to live without being a victim of a crime on a daily basis. Right now, well, let me just put it to you this way. Human trafficking is directly connected to these criminal realities, and part of the reason why these criminal motivations are successful in reference to the perpetrators of the criminal motivation of the criminal expedition, the reason why they're successful in reference to being able to achieve their objectives, their criminal motivations, is because they use their employment descriptions to do it while making it appear that all the circumstances that the target is living in are, gang stalking when it comes to any section, when it comes to any criminal motivation that they have for the target: racketeering, illegal syndicated probate control, insurance fraud, human trafficking, and so on and so forth, identity theft. It is all brought about in reference to these crimes eventually happening to the target and then continuing to happen to the target is a result of incremental steps that are brought about against the target to put this target in the right situations and circumstances that brings them closer each time the circumstances are created from the incremental steps that are brought about to create the circumstances. Poverty, homelessness is all created by them creatively, covertly, while they make it appear that it's happening for any other reason except for gang stalking. It's organized crime in the systems who are using their employment descriptions to achieve these objectives while being able to walk away with plausible deniability, because all they got to do is say, how can a Social Security employee be involved in the gang stalking of you, Leslie? Hold on. They can easily say, how can a Social Security administrator be involved in the gang stalking of you? How can a doctor in an area neighborhood hospital be involved in the gang stalking of you? How can a library security guard be involved in the gang stalking of you? Because it's organized crime in the system, ladies and gentlemen, that has the ability to network with anybody to get them to do what is needed to be done towards the target in order to be able to bring about the effects from the incremental staged through the incremental staged events that bring about the effects, and the effects are the situations and circumstances the target ends up in, which brings them closer to be exploited. Listen to this. Do you hear these two little filthy, wild, rat-ass whores? Do you hear these two little animals say gang stalk together? Then one says gang stalking, and then the same one says gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up. You be the judge. Now, you just obviously heard these two little skanks that were put along my path to do this towards me on a sidewalk. The very next day after that 11/27/13 video was made. It wasn't uploaded until the 2nd of December because of things that were currently happening that were constricting my that were interfering with my schedule. Now, you just heard a transferred segment. The event was caught, the Thanksgiving event was caught on a tape recorder. In order to preserve the actual evidence of the, because the event when it was caught on a tape recorder was actually caught on a microcard that you put into the tape recorder in order to extend memory of the tape recorder as a result of your built-in memory being already used up. When the event transpired, I came immediately to this area, took the microcard out in order to put it on my person in case I got robbed. Now, on subsequent days, I took it back out of my off my person, put it back into the tape recorder, went to the pertinent relative section of the event where they're saying gang stalking, and gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up, and they were saying oh my god during the event as well. I'll talk about that in a second. The point being is then I put the microcard back into the tape recorder in order to transfer that pertinent section of the event to my track phone and to other audio files, so I could have them readily available to play to whoever I chose to play it to for different reasons, in reference to mostly basically exposing the fact that this crime did exist. Now, what you just basically heard was the event that occurred on Thanksgiving Day 2013. Now let's take a look at this. Do you hear at all, period, anybody saying gang stalk, oh my god, and or gang stalking on this Yucca Valley bus route Landers on December 11th, 2012? Now Yucca Valley is 160. Now, my finger accidentally hit the button on the Instagram video before I stopped talking. Yucca Valley is 169 miles away from La Jolla, where UCSD is at. This same exact methodology of getting around me and repeating gang stalking, oh my god, has been caught all over UCSD campus. Hundreds of audio files, at least I'd say at least 150. Alright, so listen to this again. This is me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California. Okay, now what you're going to listen for is men saying gang stalk and how women and or other men are cleverly, more quietly saying oh my god in the background, right after and or before gang stalk is being said. Just listen. Now, when the man said gang stalk, a woman started saying oh my god, but when she got to the god of oh my god, another woman said, I forgot what she said. Listen to how you'll hear oh my, and then a woman says a word so you can't hear the god being said of oh my god, right after the man says gang stalking. So listen. so that she is blocking out your ability to hear the God of, oh my God. So I'm going to let this play one more time, and then I'm going to play it over. Okay. And you just also heard oh my, and I think they might have said God right at the literal end. Play it in again right now. Listen. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that right now in my physical possession, I also have an email that was made at UCSD Biomedical Library in November of 2012, 1 month before I left this area to go to Yucca Valley. 1 month. In that email file, it literally states that individuals are getting along all my routes and repeating gang stalking. Now, that email was made on UCSD campus in their biomedical library in November 2012. That's right. So, I had to have conscious reason to make that email to begin with. In reference to, there had to be a motive for me to make that. Now, what kind of motive? Think about this. Do you think I'm psychic? If gang stalk has never been said around me once in my entire life, why would I make an email file saying that it is, and then it's caught after the fact? If this wasn't going on already to begin with. In other words, you don't make up something like say, I'll say, kissing my meek machetamuco. Pig Latin. Kissing my meek machetamuco is not a word that you will hear anybody say on any day, because it's Pig Latin. It's just a made up, it's not even a word. It's just made up language. So, if I make an email stating I'm going to hear kissing my meek machetamuco, okay, if I say that I'm hearing it around me in an email file, and then catch it on hundreds of email files on separate dates practically every single day, okay, after the email is made, it will show that I had to have reason to say that it was already being said around me anyways. Do you think in other words, I just didn't make up this email saying, okay, I'm going to make an email and say people are saying gang stalk around me, and then magically catch it on hundreds of audio files since? The reason why I made that email was because it was already on hundreds of audio files in reference to it already being perpetrated around me everywhere I went. Now, I got the audio files to prove that it was being said around me before the email was made, and I got it on hundreds of audio files that were being said after it was made, which shows stalking on more than one occasion, because the harassment, the verbal harassment, is the same exact identical verbal harassment everywhere I go. So how come all these little filthy ass whores that are in government agencies are ignoring this evidence? Look, when you're in a government agency, when you're in a law enforcement branch, whether it be the little skanked out SDPD, and I'm not talking about all San Diego police officers. If you're a good San Diego police officer, I'd salute you, but the Bible tells me I'm not supposed to salute anybody. The point being is this: you're heroes. But the filthy rat-ass syndicated ones, they don't give a shit about human life at all. And I'm going to just interject just for a second. Fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, fellow La Jollans, and fellow Californians, I'm going to tell you something, and this is the truth. Organized stalking, gang stalking targets, if they have infant children, the infant children can literally be hit with sophisticated technologies that the perpetrators can perpetrate against the infant of a target in order to heighten the mental torture of the parent as a result of the parent witnessing their infant being targeted with some of the sophisticated technologies that these perpetrators have that can be utilized against the infant from a remote distance. In other words, they will literally torture an infant, a child that hasn't even spoken their first word yet, has not even crawling yet. This is the filthy whoredom of these wild bitch-ass animals. And this is the truth. And that testimony is already online, being exposed by presidents of organizations, okay, that advocate for targeting individuals. In fact, go to YouTube and type in Timothy W. bioethics issues. If you listen to enough of those videos, your mouth will drop. Now, as far as Carolyn Harris goes, the day I discovered that you are the legal advocate for UCSD and SDSU, okay, this shows a conflict of interest in reference to laws not being observed pertaining to my civil rights. Because if you are an advocate for them and they are violating my civil rights and you are not investigating the matter in an uncorrupted way, then the only recourse I have left are two things at least. Find a lawyer one day, and I will, and expose your office for what you are. Period. So, my name is Leslie Williams, and I am in San Diego, California. It is my intention to throw the little guys into the big ones. Okay? Because they're in offices that are supposed to be advocating for us. If they're not, they're involved in criminality. By throwing the SDPD, okay, in the public libraries, the businesses, the universities, into the higher up offices, and if they're all protecting each other, then I'm going to expose that for what it is. The little ones into the big ones. And then they'll lead me to the bigger ones. It's what I do. Sorry. And I don't care how you perceive in this video. I really don't. I don't. I made this video in order to be able to not just inform, to expose the truth, and to educate, okay, the community pertaining to what's happening to me. I made this video so this video can be an aspirational video to my fellow targeted individuals. Stand up and be strong and courageous in who you are in the Lord, because your fight is a righteous one. Okay? And greater in us is who is in us than is in this world. You have a nice day, okay, Attorney General? Okay? You have a nice day now, you hear? Because I'm never going to stop. Thank you for listening.